Today we saw an important move in politics without shots and without planes in the sky. Nothing exploded, nobody invaded anything. What changed was a sentence said in public at the right time, reminding a basic rule between countries. Talking is better than surrounding. That moved everything. Instead of showing strength with ships and submarines, many started to ask if that is really the best path. And when a calm voice speaks about respect between neighbors, the game changes. Before we go on, if you like this kind of clear, direct analysis, please hit like now, write a comment saying what you think, and subscribe to the channel. This simple action helps a lot to spread serious content in the middle of so much noise. In the last weeks, big ships and a submarine came close to Venezuela's waters. Tension went up. No one wants a problem to turn into real conflict. The question was, how far can you go without breaking old rules that Latin America agreed on long ago? There is a clear deal that says our region is free of nuclear weapons. This deal protects everyone. It exists because in the past, many things went wrong when heavy weapons and fast decisions took the lead. So when news comes about sensitive military presence, the countries in the region turn on the alert. Diplomats check agreements, send letters, ask for meetings, and remind the rules. This is how we keep a scare from turning into a crisis. On the side that sent ships and a submarine, there was a plan. Show power to teach a lesson to foes and calm allies. But the region does not accept this every time. Latin America has memory. It remembers operations that started with promises of safety and ended up creating bigger problems. It remembers temporary actions that lasted for years. Because of that, one simple sentence against intervention had more effect than many expected. When Mexico's leader said they do not support interventions and respect the choice of peoples, many people breathed easier. Other capitals paid attention, and pressure to lower the tone grew. This does not mean the game of power is over. It means it is harder to act without giving clear reasons. When a country in the region speaks out loud about respect for rules, all the others must be more careful. Treaties exist for this, to give a base and a limit. If there is a treaty that says no nuclear weapons here, bringing a submarine with that ability becomes a serious act. If there is a regional body made to deal with these issues, it must be called in. If there are letters and formal requests, everything is on the record and can be checked later. This is the right way to avoid costly mistakes. And that is why I ask again, if this analysis makes sense to you, please like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. It really helps keep this kind of talk alive. Venezuela chose to answer with papers, not with shouting. It sent a letter asking for the ships to leave, asked for clear guarantees that there will be no use or threat of forbidden weapons, and asked for urgent talks with regional bodies. This choice has a goal: to open a safe exit and at the same time show that the law is on its side. If the other side steps back, the tension falls. If the other side insists, the political cost goes up. In any case, the region can see who acts based on rules and who prefers to test limits. The bigger picture also changed. Today, many countries are diversifying partners. There is more trade among countries in the global south. There is more talk among big economies outside the old axis. Groups of large emerging countries argue that regional security topics must be decided with the participation of the region's own countries. It is not one bloc against another. It is a warning. Without legitimacy, any action is born weak and creates anger. When more countries say this in public, it becomes harder to run to force as a solution. There is another important piece: public opinion. More and more people follow world politics on their phones, compare sources, and ask why things happen. When a vague excuse is given, many already ask simple questions. What real threat are you trying to stop? Who gave the authorization? What is the deadline? What are the goals? This kind of simple question brings clarity. And those who plan actions start to feel the weight of this public eye. So again, please support this work. If you're enjoying the content, hit like now, write a comment with your view, and subscribe to the channel. That tells the platforms you want serious content, and it pushes decision makers to explain themselves better. Picture the scene. On one side, a big ship with radars. On the other side, a silent submarine. In the middle, a coast with cities that have already suffered from decisions made far away. A calm, firm public statement saying we do not want intervention made a big difference. Politics is not just force. Politics is also breaks, care, and time to think. Our region learned, often the hard way, that rushing with weapons almost always goes wrong. That is why trusting treaties and regional bodies is not weakness. It is maturity. Many people ask, what changes in practice? The pace changes, the pressure changes, the way of speaking changes. Instead of fast steps, we see small steps that are explained. Instead of lines made to praise a home audience, we see answers for the entire region. This does not solve everything, of course, but it lowers the risk of the worst outcomes. And in matters of security, avoiding the worst is already a big win. Some will say this is weakness, but diplomacy is not the opposite of firmness. Diplomacy is the right way to use firmness when weapons promise more than they can deliver. Saying no to intervention is not pretending there is no problem. It is saying that a serious problem needs a solution that lasts. And lasting solutions are not born from pushes. They are born from rules, talks, and agreements. That is what gives real safety. Another point, simple but key, the law is there to give proof. When a country asks for clear things like remove these ships or give written guarantees, everything stays on record. If they comply, great. If they do not, everyone sees it. And when a regional body follows the case, pressure does not depend only on speeches. It becomes a procedure. Today, it is a case in the Caribbean. Tomorrow, it could be another case somewhere else. Having rules and using them builds a habit, and good habits help prevent crises. For us, as the public, our job is to keep asking for clarity. Always ask, what is the real threat? What is the legal base? Who decides? When does it end? What are the exits? And please help keep this conversation going. Leave your like, comment with respect, and subscribe. The more people do that, the more room we have for a clean discussion, without empty noise. Maybe in the future, we will look back at this moment as something small. Maybe we will see it as a turning point. What matters is the message. Latin America has a voice and reminds the world that peace is not forced silence. Peace is choosing to solve conflicts with respect, rules, and calm. When this voice appears, plans made without listening to the region lose strength. That is good for everyone who lives here. The next days may still bring tension. There may be tough statements, urgent meetings, and public notes with a hard tone. But now there are also enough people reminding that security cannot break the very rules that create true security. There are more lawmakers, journalists, and citizens asking about costs and risks. With that, the space for badly explained decisions gets smaller. And that, by itself, is already a win for politics over impulse. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. It shows you value clear and honest content. So let me repeat the request. Please like the video, write a comment saying what you think, and subscribe to the channel. These 3 actions give life to this work and help bring simple, serious information to more people. In the end, what is at stake is the chance for the region to set its own rhythm when the tide rises. It is not about denying problems. It is about saying that any solution that crosses borders needs permission, rules, and respect. Those who have seen the opposite know the price. With memory and method, we can move better. And when we move better, even the strongest ships understand the message sent by a well-written paragraph. Before we finish, remember how a day like this is built. It is not magic. It is messages between governments, well-written notes, phone calls between ministers, people spending the night reading clauses, and ambassadors who know the people who vote. Sometimes, what stands between a misunderstanding and a bigger problem is the right line from the right agreement, remembered at the right time. Sometimes what stops an escalation is explaining again with patience. It is not a movie scene, but it is how peace is built, little by little. If you agree, please support with a quick action, like, comment and subscribe. It shows that it is worth investing time in content that treats the public with respect. When the tide goes down, and it always goes down, we will remember that a calm and responsible voice did not go missing. We will remember that saying no to adventures is saying yes to solutions that last. Thank you for staying with me to the end. Come back for the next videos, bring questions, suggestions and critiques. Your participation is welcome and it makes a difference. See you next time, and may the next news bring less threat and more dialogue. Like, comment and subscribe now.